20. Days we're exactly at the middle of the month of November. The month is going, and not just the month alone. 2024 is gradually wiping, rounding up to an end. All right. Last night we had the boot camp. If you missed yesterday boot camp session, boot camp is our training. All our training events. We just put it all together to a 4-day training. As in all our curriculum, we put it together to a 4-day training, which will lapse on Sunday. So we started yesterday. If you missed yesterday's class, don't worry. The recorded version will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and the link will be dropped on your WhatsApp group, or for those who are on Telegram, you'll get it so they can watch that session again. But make sure you don't miss today's session of the boot camp. The time is 7 p.m. So boot camp is going to continue today. Today, Friday, we'll have boot camp tomorrow, and we'll end it on Sunday. So make sure you don't miss any other session. It's loaded with so much information on how you should trade the Forex market, the best practices, risk management, strategies, and much more. You can't afford to miss this opportunity to learn how to trade Forex market. So instead of having a training, normally our physical training can span up to 6 weeks, but then we are compressing everything into this online session for 4 days. So it's just a compressed version of our training, which gives you a shorter time to learn, and the quality is still the same. The information we're passing across is still the same. And I believe at the end of this training, you'll be a better and a more profitable trader. All right, so we'll start our analysis for today. We are currently on the forexfactory.com page. That's where we check out for fundamental events, which happens every single day in the Forex market. Today by 8 a.m., there will be the GBP. GBP is gross domestic product. So there is GDP monthly and prelim GDP quarterly. Let's quickly look at what this is all about. So GDP measures the change in the total value of all goods and services produced by the economy, and actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. And the prelim quarterly GDP measures the change in the inflation-adjusted value of all goods and services produced by the economy. Again, actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So by 8 o'clock, this data will be released, and that's roughly about 15 minutes from now. If the actual comes out greater than the forecast, we'll look at buying the pound. If the actual comes out greater than forecast, we'll look at buying the pound. At that instance, the data will be released with the color green. So if you have a green scenario, it means we're buying the pound. And if on the other hand, the actual comes out less than the forecast, then the data will be released with the color red, and we'll look at selling the pound. And it's just as simple and straightforward as that, though we'll still look at the technicals, because there are some pound pairs that are much more ready now, to be traded based on their technical projections, which you can, adopt into this analysis. And later today by 2:30 p.m., we have 3 news events coming in from the United States. We have the core retail sales, the retail sales, and the Empire State Manufacturing Index. And for this one also, if the news comes out good for the dollar, we have the color green. And as in if you have a green scenario, we'll have a massive bullish breakout on the dollar. And if the news comes out bad for the dollar, it will be released in the color red, and we'll look at a bearish movement of the dollar. But then I'll leave that for the afternoon analysis. It will be better taken care of. The focus for this morning analysis is actually the pound, and that's an other technical setup which we'll see in the market. So I'll flip over now to to my MetaTrader, and we'll look at 2 pound pairs that I've analyzed, which may point us in the direction of where the outcome of that data on the gross domestic product will push us and will give us, which can give us some profitable trading opportunity this morning. And I'll look at the GBP USD and the GBP CAD. Now, this is the GBP USD on the, this is the 1 hour. Let's start from, we'll do a proper top-down analysis from daily time frame down to 1 hour. Now, on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that price is, bouncing off an uptrend. So we have an uptrend here, a higher low, and this is the third time price is touching the trend line. So technically, we should be looking at a bullish movement on the GBP USD. And there's now a confluence. There's a previous support here, and price also touched that support. So we have an uptrend, we have a support. That's a confluence. And with that, we're looking for an opportunity. We are technically bullish on the GBP USD. If we flip down to the 4 hour, we don't have much information. But then if we flip down to 1 hour, this is what we're seeing. We can draw a trend line here and draw a second one to form a falling wedge pattern. So on the daily time frame, we have a support, we have an uptrend, and on 1 hour, we have a falling wedge. Now, earlier on, this was looking a lot like a double bottom. Let's just see if it forms that, that will be good, because that will also, be the booster to push it up. Whatever, even if it doesn't form a double bottom, but we're still expecting a very massive breakout, on the GBP USD. If you want to trade this manually, I will suggest you wait for price to break above this region, which should be the neckline if it forms a double bottom pattern. But either way, we're bullish on the GBP USD. So if by 8 o'clock the data comes out actual greater than forecast or generally good for the pound, you can safely buy the GBP USD. So we're bullish on the GBP USD. And the other one is the GBP card. Now, this is the GBP card. We'll start again from the daily time frame. Now, for this one, on the daily time frame, we can see that price is equally on an uptrend, just like the GBP USD. We have the higher lows, higher low, and the third time we have a higher low. So technically, we're looking for an opportunity to buy the GBP USD. That's one reason. Secondly, we have a support zone, which equally is another reason we're looking to buy the GBP USD. The third reason why we're looking to buy GBP card rather, pardon me, GBP card. The third reason why we're looking to buy the GBP card is because we have a rejection candle, which is a candle that closed yesterday. Now, this rejection candle is not just standing anywhere. It's at a very critical point. It's at a confluence point. It's on both the support zone and is the third part of the uptrend. So that is another major reason why we're looking to buy the GBP card. You can see that today's candle is already, looking quite bullish. So we can flip down now to a lower time frame. Let's go down to 4 hour. Not too clear, though me, I'm seeing it as an inverse head and shoulder, but for some of us, it may not look too clear at the moment. So we'll go down to the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, it's a lot clearer. So we have an inverse head and shoulder, and we're looking for a bullish movement. So if by 8 o'clock the news comes out good for the pound, we'll be looking to buy the GBP card. Once price is able to break above this minor resistance here, which is acting as a neckline, then you can trigger a buy on GBP card. At least price is expected to target this support turn resistance here. On the average, we should have a minimum of about 65 pips up there. Let's just say 60 pips. Let's be on the average side, 60 pips if price breaks out above the current resistance level. So we're bullish on both the GBP card and the GBP USD ahead of the news. All right, so that's my view for the news we're expecting this morning by 8 o'clock. So other technical setup I have to show us today. Now, generally today, it looks like the Canadian dollar is very, very weak. It's very weak. So we have a lot of bullish movement on the anti-card pairs. For example, now we look at the Euro card. We look at the Euro card and the AED card. Both of them are bullish. So this is the Euro card. On the daily time frame, we can see it's also on an uptrend. You can see a lot of the trend is just, on the bullish side for many of these instruments. We have an uptrend, so technically we're looking for an opportunity to buy. And not only that, the candle that closed yesterday closed as a rejection candle. That's another reason to look for an opportunity to buy the Euro card. And if we flip down to 1 hour time frame, just like the GBP card, we are having an inverse head and shoulder, which is expected to trigger into a massive bullish breakout. However, I will encourage you only look to buy when price breaks out above this minor resistance here. If a new candle opens above this level, then you can trigger a buy. So we're bullish also on the Euro card and also the AUD card. Now, you don't need to trade all of them, if you understand. I always say that you may end up missing one, then you pick the other. So for the AUD card also, and this just generally shows us the status of the card. You can see we have a massive higher low here from 2023 September. Price has been trending up on this instrument. And this is the current setup we have for yesterday and today. So technically, we're looking for an opportunity to buy the AUD card. And if we flip down, okay, before we flip down to the 1 hour, we scored that we also have yesterday closing as a rejection candle here. And that's another reason we're looking to buy. Then we'll go down to 1 hour. And on the 1 hour time frame, on the 1 hour, we also have an inverse head and shoulder, and we should expect further continuation. So in addition to that, we also have a falling wedge pattern. So we're expecting a big bullish breakout also on the AED card. This region is the neckline. So we look to buy when price breaks out above the neckline at 0.90916. So we're bullish on the GBP card, on the Euro card, on the AED card. But the one we should put our focus on first of all is the GBP card because of the news that will be released by 8 a.m. That's just roughly some 40 minutes from now. All right, so I have a few other instruments I want to show us, and that's gold, US oil, and DJ30. Those are the last three I have. So for gold, today, Friday, we are bullish on gold. We're bullish on gold today, and these are my reasons. I remember telling us at the beginning of the week that we have a bearish outlook on gold, and you saw how massively price has dropped this week. Price, it started with a retracement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, breaking this level. This week alone, gold has dropped to the tune of about 1,190 something pips this week from Monday, based on the analysis we gave. Now, we can clearly see that yesterday, the market closed with a rejection candle on a support level. Yeah, it's a minor support, but then support is support. On a minor support level, technically that should give us, some bounce. Even if it's not going to be a long-term bullish movement, that should give us some bullish movement. And not only that, using my Fibonacci tool, on this region, we have a support. We have a support zone here. That's why I'm looking at that place. All right, so we discovered that from this recent low to the recent high, price is also trading, or price also hits this Fibonacci 23.6, which is also acting as a support, which might lead to at least some slight bullish movement on gold. So if you flip down to the 1 hour time frame, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing price trying to test that support again. And we can draw our second trend line to form a falling wedge. So we'll be anticipating a bullish breakout. Now we're looking to buy gold when price breaks out above this resistance, this minor resistance zone here. So if price reverses and a new candle, opens above this current resistance level, that is when we trigger a buy on gold. And you need a confirmation for that. Your RSI should be clearly above 50, at the time you want to trigger. Please take note, I did not say buy gold now. Wait for the right conditions. A reversal, a break above the eye, and your RSI above 50. That's when you trigger a buy on gold. So we're bullish on gold for today. And I have 2 more to go. US oil and DJ30. Now, earlier in the week, I remember at some point I gave some analysis and the setup on the US oil, but then price did not get to that level. I remember that day we were looking at the possibility of a double bottom pattern here and a trigger up. But price didn't get to that level before there was a kind of a reversal. If I remember telling us that day that this is the setup. For those who have always been online with us for our analysis session, you remember that day when I mentioned that for crude oil, that's though we're expecting a breakout, but there was a critical point here with this rejection candle that if price breaks above that rejection, we'll buy. If it breaks below it, it means price will sell. So rather it went downside. So it didn't go in line with our expectation as at that day. But then there's been a lot happening on crude oil, still afterwards. And some 2 days ago, crude oil closed the day with a rejection candle on the daily time frame at a support level. All right, so technically that is telling us we're looking for an opportunity to buy. So if you flip down now to 4-hour time frame, this is what we have on 4-hour. Currently, we're having, and I also remember yesterday when I analyzed this instrument, I said even though it's forming an inverse head and shoulder, it's a very unique one where you have a 2-sided shoulder here, a head. And I said yesterday that price may actually go ahead to break this place to buy, or it may come down to form a second shoulder again, like the pattern we have on the other side before we now have the breakout. And that seems to be what is happening now because it's already forming 2 shoulders just in line with what I said yesterday. So what we're expecting now is a reversal upwards. But generally speaking, what this is forming is an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which will lead to a bullish breakout. So you can look out for a bullish breakout on the crude oil, and you can put a buy stop order, at the neckline region here, which is at 69.239. That can be our pending order while we anticipate reversal. Now, this is a swing setup, it's a 4-hour setup. So if you're a swing trader, don't sleep on this. We'll have the reversal. Will it happen today? Honestly, I can't tell, but eventually it will evolve into a bullish trade. So we're bullish on the US oil, or otherwise the crude oil. And finally, I'll look at the DJ30. DJ30 is Dow Jones. On our platform is DJ30. On some other platforms will be labeled as US30. It's still the same instrument. Now, I've also been bearish on this the better part of the week. And finally, price seems to be going exactly in line with my analysis. Now, for DJ30, I told us at the beginning of the week that, we have a rising wedge on the daily time frame with a psychological level at 44000, which is acting as a resistance. And on the 4-hour time frame, we're having a head and a shoulder, head, second shoulder, and you can see that price is already selling. Now, the truth is that this is already a valid bearish trade. However, you can enter a sell on it, but please trade with caution. No matter your account size, please don't use more than 0.01. I will say that because these instruments can be very volatile. It's already selling, and it may sell to, at least you can target Fibonacci 38.6, which is just some pips below as your take profit level. And that's about some 192 pips away. Again, don't use a 0.1, don't use 0.05, don't go beyond 0.01 on this, regardless of your account, if you want to be safe. So I'm bearish on the US 30, or otherwise called the DJ 30. It's a swing setup. In reality, it may go beyond 38 Fibonacci, 38.2 to Fibonacci 50 and even 61.8. But based on your account, if you have a small account, don't go beyond the first profit level at Fibonacci 38.2, which is 43,455.45. All right, that'll be all from my end. I'll do a little recap. Today, we've analyzed about 7 instruments. We've looked at the GBP USD and the GBP card, and I said I'm bullish on both ahead of the news that will be released by 8 o'clock. And I'm also bullish on the Euro card, AUD card on 1 hour. I'm bullish on gold on 1 hour, and I'm bullish on the US oil on 4 hour, and I'm bearish on the DJ30 on 4 hour. So that's just my recap of all we've done so far. Now I'll take the questions. I'm seeing people drop a lot of things here. I'll attend to them one by one. Okay, Mobelo says, I've entered a buy position on AED card around the neckline based on your analysis from yesterday afternoon. Given that there will be GBP card, excuse me. Given that there will be GBP card and USD news at 8 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. today, will it be advisable to hold the trade until the end of today or even into next week? I also need analysis on BTC, USD, sir. Thanks. All right. For the card pairs, like I said, card is generally weak. So these anti-card pairs are really going bullish. AED card is bullish. GBP card is bullish. Euro card is bullish. So if you've entered a buy on it already, well, it's still very much in place. Now, the news on the GBP, it all depends. It may and it may not affect it. That's why when you enter a trade, we always say it. Okay, I believe you said you entered yesterday, so you are still very much in line. All I would just advise is that make sure you have your stop loss in place, just in case things do not go as planned. So with your stop loss in place, you already have the minimum risk you are willing to bear on your account. So with that in place, you shouldn't get so worried. And for the USD, there's going to be USD news by 2:30 p.m. It all depends whether it's going to affect it or not, though they are not really related. But sometimes the way fundamental event works can be a bit unpredictable. But the solution in all this is just make sure you have your stop loss in place so that in case things don't go as planned, you still have your account protected. So as regards BTC, okay, I will analyze the BTC for you. I've said it, BTC is fundamentally bullish, even though technically now it looks like it's trying to sell. But I mentioned it yesterday, be careful. It may not sell for so long. It may not sell for so long. It's more, BTC is being moved now by the fundamentals in the US, where Donald Trump is saying that, or he has said before the election that the United States will adopt BTC as a legal tender. So that's what is driving BTC. You can see within the last 1 week, BTC has jumped from about 70 or $68,000 to 90,000 within a week. So it's purely a fundamental move. So be careful of technicals. So what I would suggest you do, I remember telling us yesterday that this BTC, that even though on the daily, let's go to the daily. This is, okay, I see BTC on the daily. In the last 4 days, price has entered a kind of a range. This is a range. You have multiple rejection candles. It means price is currently unable to break above this level. There is a kind of a resistance. And I think that resistance is nothing other than the psychological level, $90,000 per BTC. Price has never gotten to this level before. So that level is acting as a resistance up there. All right. You can see price is trading just around that level as a resistance level. That psychological level is acting as a resistance. So will there be a sell? Like I said, be careful. It may just drop to the recent low. That's what I said yesterday. And if price is able to find its way above again, price may just drop to this zone and go back up again. Or if it breaks this zone, still be very careful. It may not sell for too long. So whatever you want to do with BTC, take extreme caution. If you see an opportunity to sell to this, I'm not seeing a perfect setup for a sell anyway, for now. But if it sells, don't go beyond this support for now, because there can be a reversal. And if it breaks that support, still trade with caution. So there's no direct signal. That's the truth. At least from my end, there's no direct signal on BTC at the moment. I can only guide you with what I'm seeing. If there's any signal that evolves later, we'll let you know. Emmanuel, USD please, I have a buy trade on it. Emmanuel, why are you buying USD We said right from the beginning of the week that the dollar is bearish, even though it seems to be buying. See, sometimes when we analyze, it may look as if the market is trying to go against the analysis, but eventually it's clear that the analysis plays out. Dollar has been weak, right from the beginning of the week. Even since we had the CPI last week, it's been like that. It's been trading around the resistance level on the daily time frame on the dollar index. So the dollar index is what shows us the general outlook of what is happening on the dollar. So if the dollar index is on the resistance level on the weekly, then it means generally, the major pairs where the dollar is the base currency will likely be bearish. So if you're on the buy, to be honest, I don't think you're on the right trade on USDJPY. This is the USDJPY currently. You can see it's already facing down. It's facing bearish. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a sell signal, but the trend for me, the trend on the dollar for now is bearish. So you may not be on the right trade, but then just still take your time to watch and see how the market reacts before you take a decision. GBP CHF. I already gave my view on Euro US. Okay, I'm not talking about Euro USD. I only talked about GBP USD. That's for KD. But let's look at GBP CHF from MK. Okay, I mentioned this instrument yesterday that it's been in a range. Please be careful with GBP CHF. It's currently in a range. There's no okay, let's look at it critically again. Okay, it broke above this range. We have this 4 hour. We have a support turn resistance here. So it's trying to find its way down. All right. So let's go down to 1 hour, 15 minutes. All right. If you're not on a trade on GBCHF, I would advise you to stay out. But if you're on a trade already on it, the possibility is that you can see we have a pattern that looks a lot like a double top pattern, which technically should lead to a bearish breakout. And we have the trend line. And currently, it looks like a new candle has opened below the neckline and below the trend line. So, like I said, if you are not yet on a trade on it, be careful because this instrument can spike. It's not stable sometimes. Even for now, it's still like it's ranging. But if what you are on is a sell trade, I would say leave it. That's what, because if it's a sell trade, like I said, leave it. If price breaks out below this, if price breaks out below this axis here, there's a tip of the shadow here. This is another tip. If it breaks below this new support level, it should sell. But that is if you're already on a sell. If you're not yet on a sell, don't bother about it. It's not so stable. All right, Euro USD. For Caleb, we already analyzed USD JPY. So we just look at Euro USD and we are bullish on the Euro USD. This is the Euro USD on the 1 hour time frame. On the daily time frame, price daily, weekly, I think it's weekly. On the weekly time frame, price is actually trading around the support level on the weekly time frame. So flip down to 1 hour, and this is what we have. We're having a pattern that is looking like a double bottom, which may trigger into the bullish direction. And using our trend line, this is a falling wedge, and we have another line here. We have a falling wedge. So we have a support on the weekly, a falling wedge on 1 hour, and the potential double bottom information. Now, if that one evolves into a double bottom, then this area here will be the neckline, and we may look to take a bullish trade when price breaks out above the neckline. So we're bullish on the Euro USD. NAS 100. Okay, I don't think I will take any more. I'm seeing quite a lot of setup here. People want me to analyze. I won't take beyond Mr. Sonny. That will be the last one I'll take. And that's still some many instruments away. So I looked at Euro USD, NAS 100. I said this on a couple of days back that NAS 100 was going to sell, and that is already happening. This is NAS 100. You can see my setup still very there, still very much there. Price broke out below the support zone. If you are not yet on this, let me look at it. It's going to find support at this Fibonacci level, so it's not a time to sell anymore. The majority of the move is gone. We may just see a retracement, possibly a reversal later, but if you didn't enter on this on time, I would say it's a bit late to trigger a sell on a NAS 100. The one you can do now is the DJ30. Like I said, trade it with a lot of caution. Don't go beyond 0.01. If you have an account of $100, don't even do more than one trade. You know, it's very volatile, so trade with caution. Noel, GBP, JPY, Amos, USD card. All right, so we'll look at GBP, JPY. GBP, JPY is not stable at the moment, so Amos, just if you can ignore it, just ignore it. It's not stable. USD card, Sonny Chooks, and Amos. For USD card, on the monthly time frame, you can see that price is at a resistance level. This is this month's candle, and it's touching just the tip of the resistance level on the monthly time frame. So we flip down to 1 hour. On 1 hour, you can see that price actually broke out a little above that monthly resistance, and it's forming. Let me go back to the 1 hour. It's forming what looks like a head and shoulder pattern. Shoulder, head, second shoulder, and the next move should be down. We're actually bearish on the dollar, so it's very much in place. So what we can now do is to just draw a trend line up there and a second one, and we anticipate a breakout. But it will only be safe to take a sell when price breaks out below that monthly resistance level, which in this case will not be acting as a support, you know, because if price returns back here and does not break out below it, it may still go back up because it's now acting as a support. So if you want to take a sell trade, wait for a new candle to open below that monthly resistance, then you'll see a bearish movement downwards. So I'm bearish on the USD card technically. I'm bearish. Otherwise, price may just return back to this level and continue going higher. Okay, Madam Onaji, I'm on a buy on US oil, but presently price is at support from the reversal, very close to the stop loss. Can I still hold on, sir? Well, the question is, I don't know the level of risk you are exposed to. I really don't know that. So I don't know where you actually put your stop loss. I believe you mean this support level, if that is it.
morning, sir. Sorry, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It is the signal you gave us about 2, 3 days ago. I held it, and it broke out. I think yesterday or so. But since then, it has been going up and down. Even when you were analyzing it now, it was going up. Then it started coming down again. So it has been ranging in between
Did you use a
S and
pending
R.
order, ma, or you took a instant execution
No,
to
we
enter?
used pending order that day. Buy stop.
But it didn't trigger now. How did you place yours?
It triggered yesterday. No,
Okay, yesterday.
I think it triggered yes. Well, either it was very close, but I was following I just took it the way you gave it to us.
Okay, well, it's possible it triggered it, but it didn't trigger 2 days ago. Please, when we give all these orders, if it does not trigger by the end of the day, please always delete them. Because
Oh, okay.
yeah, it didn't trigger. Because I remember it did not trigger at all. That's 2 days ago. Somebody was asking me about it in class yesterday. Yeah, if it's yesterday at this level, yes, it's possible to have triggered yesterday. It's possible.
I
Well,
think it triggered yesterday.
the thing is that it's
But
back to this support level. We should
yeah,
we should expect a reversal from here. But just
it's
keep your
exactly
eye.
at that place, this
Is
place.
that where you put your
But
stop loss?
just a little bit below it, below this place, this place, this thing
Okay.
that reversal area. Yes, just below it, a little bit below it.
Okay. Well, I'll say maybe you should just relax it a little more so that just to be a little safe. But today we hopefully we believe the market should reverse today. All things being equal, it's really getting into, at least it's more clearer now that it's forming an inverse head and shoulder, which will lead to a bullish setup. But let's just believe there will be a reversal today. But like I said, you may relax your stop loss a little if the risk will not be too much. So the function is now, if it's the level of risk now in your account is what is most important. If it's something that you still can do, then you may do that while we anticipate a reversal.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I'm grateful.
I've analyzed the card, Mr. Sonny. GPUSD were bullish. Mr. Barra. Okay, I think that's all. So I think I've attended to everyone. For those who are just joining us, don't forget the boot camp continues today. It started yesterday and it was quite insightful. For those who missed it, even for those who were there, you'll get the link to the video today so that you can watch it over and over again. So we'll continue boot camp today, tomorrow, and it will end on Sunday. Don't miss this opportunity to have a compressed education on how to trade the Forex market. All right, we'll end this analysis session here. Please trade safe and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.